All right, we're taking a little drive this morning through Daytona Beach, Florida.
There's 95 south for those of you inclined to go to Miami.
Yeah, if you're coming in this area here, you know, this is where you would get off if you was coming down 95 or up from 95. It's where you can get off. There's some campgrounds right back behind us. We just passed by. So there's several campgrounds in the area if you're out with your campers or Class A's, Class B's, whatever camping unit you might have, want to camp for the area and visit. You know, there's a lot of campgrounds in this area. They tend to fill up a lot in the winter time. So many people will come down here and spend the whole winter, and the campgrounds tend to get pretty busy. So it's a good idea to have reservations if you can. In the summer months, there's always plenty of places. Actually, you know, this campground behind us, I always see a lot of empty spots there. We go by there all the time. But when you get special events, you'll get a lot of, they'll get really full quick.
Busy last week for Daytona 500.
Yeah, we had a Daytona 500 last week, and so they were pretty busy. We're going to be coming right up past the Speedway here on the right-hand side, the Daytona National Speedway. Last week it was really packed over here. We had it was a sellout for the Daytona 500 this year. I've always heard numbers like 250,000 people attend Daytona 500, especially, you know, like if it's a sellout. It's a big thing. They've remodeled all this in the last, it's probably been what, about 3 years, about 3.
I've been here 3.5 now.
Yeah, about 3 years. They've just remodeled the Speedway. I mean, I forget how many $1 million renovation they did to it. Actually, people will camp right over here to the right there on this end of the Speedway. They pull in there, and it's a whole little campground there. Just during the speed, when they have the racing events here, which I don't think they camp there during Bike Week. Will be coming up here in a few weeks, and they have races at the Speedway during Bike Week. They have I think they call it the Daytona 200, I believe. They have the Supercross here at the Speedway, so they have a lot of events, you know, come up during Bike Week. These traffic lights, if you're coming through here, if you hit these traffic lights just right, you can go through the whole way all the way into you know, downtown Daytona. You hit them wrong, you're going to get every one wrong. We're at one now, so something tells me that we're going to probably hit quite a few traffic lights coming down through here.
Yeah, we hit them wrong, I do believe.
You know, so, but you know, it's a hit and miss. You know, during the events, it can take you, this little truck that we're going to go down through, this little truck can take you sometimes an hour or more to get down through here. On normal days, you know, you can go down through here in just a short time, you know, probably 15-20 minutes normally, you know. But you probably see better right over here now is the Daytona National Speedway. They have all these, they got escalators that you can take up to the top there. They made it taller through the years. I mean, this last renovation. This little thing, if you can see it on the right-hand side, is that's all solar panels on top of that.
That looks like a little shelter.
Yeah, it looks like a little shelter there. And on to the left, you'll see a crane. They're building all these shops, and I believe there's going to be some hotels, there's movie theaters, right straight across from the Speedway. And I think, I forget what they call that project.
It's Daytona 1, isn't it?
I think it is called Daytona 1. The building straight in front of me there, you see on the kind of left of the bridge, welcome to Daytona. That is the national headquarters for NASCAR. NASCAR was developed here. I just saw something yesterday. It was the anniversary yesterday, and it's been like 60 years ago that they had, maybe longer, in the 40s when NASCAR was developed on it. You can take tours. They have tours of the Speedway. You go to this little building right here on the right-hand side. They open daily, and they'll give you a tour around the Speedway. They have a little trams. They'll take you through things.
Statue of Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Senior stands.
Yeah, they have a statue of Dale Earnhardt Sr. This is Bill of Friends. This is a tunnel at this end. There's two tunnels into the Speedway. There used to be just this one at this end, but big haulers could not get through this tunnel, so they had to go across the track and into the infield. But several years back, they made a big tunnel that you can actually put the haulers through. Right here is Daytona International Airport.
International Airport.
That's a lot of the NASCAR drivers. They fly right in there.
Fly in and out.
Yeah, the airport's right behind the Speedway, so when they come in, they fly their private jets, bam, right in there.
And you can see the jets right. Not even just in the Speedway, all around here, you can see the jets coming in real low.
Private jets. You see them during the races coming in, and it's all the teams and stuff coming in. And of course, you've got the haulers that are driven by the drivers. You know, they actually have a little parade when they
teams,
they parade them in there when they come in. Up here on the left is the Halifax Hospital. If you've ever when a NASCAR guy gets hurt or something and they take him over, this is where they take him to the hospital. On the right here we have Mainland High School. This is Daytona Beach's high school. So they I'm kind of watching traffic. People drive crazy.
Hitting them all yellow.
Yeah. Just watching this guy driving through here. Traffic, I don't know if it's probably like this all over the country, but Daytona, they drive like they're idiots.
There's Daytona State College on the left.
Yeah, Daytona State College on the left, high school on the right.
High school on the right.
You know, so this is the education area right in here. They've built some of these new plazas along here just in the last couple of years. Actually, this plaza, I think, it's just opened in the last year. You know,
a little over a year it's been open.
And so they, this is just on past the Speedway here, gone towards.
I don't know what this little building is.
I didn't know. I'd have to look at it. It escapes my mind. They decorate that all up at Christmas time.
It's a cool looking little building.
It is a cool looking little building there. So yeah, we'll be coming up here. There's a couple crossroads. You got Nova Road, and the other one would be actually Route 1, which goes all the way down the coast. You know. So there's a lot of little businesses right along here. On up through this area, on up in here, there's pawn shops. There's, I see a thrift store. There's a Burlington Coat Factory. And one of the best places is the Krispy Kreme donut.
Right across the street. And the hot sign's on.
And the hot sign's on. When the hot sign's on, means they have hot donuts. And generally it's the glazed.
They melt in your mouth.
Yeah, they really do. They're really good. So. And a little trick, if you buy yourself a bag of donuts and you want to avoid calories, you break them in two and the calories will run out. And so you can eat as many as you want that way. And this little park on the right, we're probably a little past it now, but they have like Frisbee Golf, and they actually have some zip lines in there. Mm-hmm. You can go zip lining. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I don't know if I'm too old to do that now or not.
I don't know, but I've never heard of Frisbee Golf until we were down here and other people were talking about it. It's like, what the heck? You toss your Frisbees into these baskets. There's pars on each hole, and it's just like, wow. I'd be dangerous throwing that because where I necessarily intend to throw something isn't necessarily where it goes. So you'd have to watch out beside me and behind me.
Well, I can't throw nothing anyways. I can't throw a ball. I've just never been good at that. So anyways, we're heading down towards Daytona downtown. This is on the left here is Bethune College. Is it Mary Bethune?
Yeah. Bethune-Cookman College.
Yeah, Bethune-Cookman College.
I believe she was an advisor to, I think they said the other day, 3 presidents or something like that.
Yeah, I just seen where they were going to change
statue.
Yeah, they're getting rid of all these Confederate statues, which is terrible. But they were going to replace it with a statue of her. I don't know.
And that's fine. But
it's fine to have a statue of her, but don't get rid of it and replace it with the Confederate. Confederate was part of our history. That's just the way it was, like it or not.
Agree with it or not, like it or not.
Yeah.
It's history. You can't sweep it under the rug.
Right.
But you can't make it go away. It happened.
Right. That was history, so.
Maybe not proud of all the things that's happened, but definitely not proud of lots of things that's happened. But they happened.
So this is Ridgewood, which is actually Route 1 goes all the way up from Maine to Key West, Florida. And this is kind of the, I don't know, I guess you can call it downtown Daytona area. This is these beachside towns. You have an area on the beach side, and you have an area on this side. So this basically would be called downtown Daytona. It's Beach Street. A lot of restaurants and some bars and stuff there. And this is the bridge. Years ago, when I first moved here, this bridge wasn't a high bridge like this. And they put this in, and that's been within the last 20 years. I have the library out here on the right-hand side.
The Daytona News Journal.
The News Journal on the left. And we can go up over. This is the Halifax River that we're going over top of. Right now, it probably pretty much just seeing a bridge. But it's the Halifax River. But the cool view, when you get over the top here, you should be able to see the ocean from here. And there it is, and there's the ocean. That's I don't know. It's another. It's kind of like Daytona has two towns. You got one on the land side and one on the beach side. And so, anyways, this is Daytona. The hotels and stuff along. It can be pretty busy at different times. Bike week said coming up. It'll be jam packed over here. Probably at least 500,000 motorcycles. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say there's probably 1 million motorcycles. This little stretch in here, they're trying to revitalize it. It's kind of run down. It's been hasn't had much done to it over the last several years. So they're really trying to make it look better. Some of these little shops here that are in an effort to make it look nicer. But when you come on up here, you'll come to the little sign that says the world's most famous beach, Daytona Beach. And
this is A1A.
Yeah, this is A1A on this side. You go out over here and you can see the beach right in front of us. Now we got a red light so we can stop and you can see Daytona Beach, world's famous beach. This motel, the Boardwalk Inn, had a big awning here that during Hurricane Irma this past year was taken out, and it was laying all over the place here right after the storm.
Yeah, this whole area took a big hit from Irma.
The beach side always seems like it gets a really bad hit.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And even the year before in Matthew, it took a lot of stuff down here, this little stretch right in front of us. A lot of it was closed during Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew took a big... Actually, Matthew was more destructive than Irma was.
Right here.
Yeah, really pretty much the whole area though. I mean, there was a lot of damage during Irma, but I think a lot of people said because when Matthew came across the year before, it cleaned up a lot of trees and stuff that was already taken out. So when Irma came through, there wasn't quite as many down as there would have been if Matthew hadn't been there. So it's kind of nature's way of cleaning up trees and area. But Irma was strong. Irma came across our place. We live in DeLand, just about 20 miles back from us. And we hit approximately 120 mile an hour winds. The eye of the storm went right over top of us on it, so it was pretty windy, but we had a tree that came down and went on top of our neighbor's house, and so we did have some damage. But early morning, Daytona Beach, Florida, guy across the street, he's taking pictures of us, taking pictures of him, and a lot of pictures being taken around here. But we're going to go left here and go north. This area up here, we have a little boardwalk, and they've added some more rides. They have this little slingshot thing. They stick you on that thing and sling you up in the air, and
there you go.
They go screaming. This is the Streamline Hotel. This is where NASCAR was developed in that hotel. The birthplace of NASCAR says right on the front. And they just totally remodel it and got it looking right up to good. See a little fog this morning. A lot of times you'll get haze coming off the ocean early in the morning.
We've got quite a few things. This is new too, this one.
Yeah, this was here the last time. Yeah, well they got another ride. Looks like they're putting up.
Yeah, they're putting up this other thing too. That's Slingshot new, thank you.
Joe's Crab's Chat. It's out there on the pier.
Right out on the pier.
And this is Main Street. This is where all the bikers hang out during Bike Week.
Down that one.
It is just jam-packed. It can take an hour to go down that street.
They're on the boardwalk. They've got a Ferris wheel again. And,
they took the Ferris wheel off, but I see they brought it back.
And they've got roller coaster. And
this is the Hilton.
And then there's the Hyatt up here.
Over here's the Ocean Center. This is our convention center on the left.
So there's lots of nice stuff here. And
got our the parking garage. You can park there. Parking is about the only place you can find to park is the parking garage. It gets very slim here.
They're very strict on parking out here too. They don't want you parking along the area.
Summer months at the band shell, which is out here right next to the ocean, they put on have bands come out there Friday and Saturday night. Used to be free, now they're charging for them, but I don't know, it's like $5 or something. But it used to be a free concert every Friday and Saturday. Plus they always have fireworks, and this is during the summer months.
That's it.
You would think they'd do it in the winter months because the weather's even nicer, it's cooler.
That was the bridge to the parking deck.
So we're heading up A1A, up alongside the. There's some souvenir shops. Looks like they're building a
parking deck. It looks like a parking deck.
I don't know if it's parking deck or a motel.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Little Sea Dunes motel.
Some of these motels took a lot of damage during the storms, and it's taken them a long time to get them up again.
It's the plaza.
There's all kinds of little shops up along here.